This is your daily market review for Monday, November 25th, 2024. Let's go. Hey everyone, this is my channel to help investors and traders develop a probability-based mindset to succeed. Also try and keep friends informed of what's going on in the markets and the economy, and also a little real estate content as well. This is Dan Max at ADBE Realty, aka the Trading Agent, your daily market review for Monday, November 25th, 2024. Hopefully you had a good weekend and going to have a great week. I think it's going to be an interesting week as we've talked about the market and economy. I mean, the data just continues to look worse and worse and worse. And guess what? The market seems to be holding up. So that's where you got to be careful. That's all I can say right here. Again, we hit some retests on some references. We had some action that, especially certain leaders and certain names have been up, starting to reverse. Let's keep an eye on this. Let's absolutely keep an eye on this. So again, we saw bonds start to rally, saw the dollar start to melt down. We saw the recent leaders like Netflix and MicroStrategy, Tesla all get cooked. A lot going on. So typically this week is bullish based on the Stock Traders Almanac. So we'll see what happens here. Again, this is where if you were trading the market, you have levels to watch. If you're trading certain stocks, you know exactly where to get in, get out, and trade around them. So if you're new to the channel, check out the Discord room, link description below. If you need any help in real estate, you're looking to buy, sell, invest in real estate, and you do not hit me up, I will take it personal. I will find out. I will see your tax records. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'd love to help out. You get 2 agents for the price of 1. It's just like if you go to realtor.com, Zillow, anywhere, and there's a referral fee. And how you get 2 agents for the price of 1? You get someone who loves the negotiation, whose strengths in real estate will help you, again, get the most amount of money. If you're trying to sell, we've got houses under contract in days. People go, oh, how'd you do that? Again, the auction style listing where, again, no concessions. Sellers are getting the most they can. And if we're working with buyers, then we're finding them deals. And that's what we do. And if you're working with us, let us know. Yeah, want to join the Discord group? Check it out. Calendly link if you want to chat. Take 30 minutes of time for free to chat. Use the link. Let me know. I can help. Twitter, post trades, ideas, thoughts, all here. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, especially on the YouTube. I appreciate all the love, support, generous donations. If you want to hit the thanks button, you can drop I don't even know, what amounts can you do? Oh, $2? Is that the minimum? I don't know. I feel like that's a lot. But yeah, whatever. You do what you got to do. If you don't find value in this video, actually let me know that too. I've noticed how, again, the trends change based on the seasonality of things. But if you're not watching, you're not watching. If you are and you've been back and forth, let me know if there's some things that you would love to have me do and add to the channel. Because again, it's all about education. It's all down here. Also updating the website, getting some things I got the Marcus account updated. Someone slapped me with a trademark infringing for a picture within a picture within a picture. Freaking AI. Yeah, that one's going to cost something. But yeah, updated, this kind of stuff, recommended reading. I know it can help. Recaps. Let's do this. You got it. All right. We know next week, sorry, the 18th, not next week. We know the next Fed meeting is coming up on the 18th. It's about 50-50. Again, whether they cut or not. Keep an eye on it. Bitcoin. You're welcome. This is why we talk about, don't bring a ruler to trading, but we also talk about Bitcoin's pretty technical. Now, who knows if it's going to get absolutely slapped in the face. But we know 98,000 was the 2 times range. And again, when this thing goes up big, it typically consolidates before the next run. So if you're bullish, you just got to watch the highs. If you break out to new highs, then it's probably running. If it's going to go into this consolidation pattern, then you should be watching for lower highs and chop. And now again, where will the pullbacks be? I mean, that's your guess. I'm assuming some old fibs, somewhere in this 85,000. So again, people get all freaking crazy about this stuff. It's like, just saying. Oil chopping around. I mean, again, demand destruction, economic slowing, especially Europe. Europe is just, obviously China just can't stop stimulating, but they're having zero luck getting things going because again, they're producers to major everywhere in the world. And so if they, we're not, if our growth slows, Europe growth slows, China's kind of screwed. Right, so we'll see what happens here. Keep an eye on it. All right, let's get into it. The dollar talked about today, 20-day, 8 and 10 days seem to be holding. TLT again. Some of the homies in the Discord room were playing the upside. We talked about it. Made sense. Watch the range, just watching it chop here. We said we looked like we had a confirmed bottom. You got your bounce. Now, how strong is the bounce? You really need to get over. I mean, there's just a ton of pain in old memory. Let me see if I can zoom this over. In this area, this 93 area, you got to get over 93, and then you got to get through the 200 day, and you got to do 50 day, and you got to get through the 100 day. It's going to be a beast. Just keep an eye on it. VIX, man, I'm impressed that this thing is down at 14, but what it is, what it is. Feeling the gap down here. I'll see. Either way, you've referenced this 1450s. Keep an eye on it, especially again if the markets, you see bullish typical seasonality this week, but being already up into it makes me a little nervous for bulls. Today's action did not feel very friendly. We'll see what happens here. Vivek, though, hasn't bottomed on this retry. SPY hit the 600 level and was like, ugh, really wanted to pull a short on it. I mean, it hit it right near the open. I'll be watching that level next. See what happens here. QQQ continues to lagadocious, opens high, closes near the lows. Again, watch the 504 area. That's crucial. Gets back under it, could get ugly. The IWM been popping. We talked about that. Look at today's action. What I've seen, notice lately, is you get this crap and then one little more pop. So I'd be like putting another arrow out here just to see what happens. Again, IWM back at the highs. Long wick. DIA making new highs, which again, DIA is only 30 stocks. Just keep an eye on it. Gold. Good old gold. This is why it's tough to trust. We talked about how the miners did not seem to be doing what? What they said they should be doing. Right? Gold gets pounded today. Silver. We talked about this, like, not much of a up. We made a new low today. However, if you are bullish, I mean, you got to, as long as you close above the mid 27s, today could have been a bear trap. Again, this is why we try to be evidence-based, based on the charts. Keep an eye on it. I mean, again, miners have gotten no love on the bounce. I mean, again, gold's making, up, I'd say probably where this should be in the 41s. Nope. Hits a 20-day, backs off, held the 8-day. GDXJ. Again, a lot of these names, not really looking so hot. It's just tough to tell. I mean, you could argue it's a downtrend because you made lower lows, but you also have made higher highs, or this could be just the start of a monster chop session. And again, in my opinion, there's no rush. No rush, in my opinion. I'd watch how these names play out. Man, this could be a head and shoulders top here. I mean, I'm just updating as we go. That's what I'd be watching, see if we can break that downtrend. AG, miners, meh. Not a big fan of this action, but again, Doji, indecision, see if it gets a little bit of love. Newmont rallied to close at the high of the day after a gap down. Again, I mean, these names have just been absolutely, some of them have been pummeled, right? PAAS holding up, chopping around, just kind of watch them. Taiwan semis, we talked about, like the top is in. Is it flagging though? We'll see. Again, if you break the lows, I mean, I'd be watching 182. Just keep it on. Again, I personally think semis are the easiest short of my life going forward. We'll see. It could get easier. Some of the other ones. But reason why is they've priced in the AI growth. And now they have to compete. And when competition comes, I mean, same thing why, like, the headline today, why NVIDIA was down. Amazon's going to make chips or make similar stuff. I mean, everyone's going to make. Again, if you have the winning recipe and everyone can copy it at some point, everyone's coming for your lunch. And then they're going to cut prices and they cut margins. And it's like it becomes a commodity. AMD, same thing, bouncing around, chopping after getting crushed. Congrats to those. Leave a comment below. If you're following the channel, Discord room, we talked about watching for the channel high. You got it. Look at that. Boom. Boom shakalaka. And again, I've seen people also drawing a trend like this. I don't know. You just draw it however the frick you want. However, I would say it's still in the channel. I would watch what happens when it gets down to the 127 area. SMCI, I mean, this thing is just like roll the dice. One day, good news, one day, bad news. But however, we did say that it had been overexhausted. Now it's popping back. I'd keep an eye on this area. I mean, this is where the rubber meets the road. The 50-day has been a struggle. So I wouldn't be surprised if it consolidates here. If it's going to go higher, it's tough to trust when the numbers are getting fudged. I struggle with companies like that. Because again, you're playing the valuation game and what the value of the company is after it's gotten crushed. Who knows? I mean, what is the accounting? What is accounting at this point? What kind of accounting have they done? So keep an eye on it. I was just noticing this with intellectual property. Seems to be doing this flag thing. Keep an eye on it. SMH, again, I love the SMH and the Soxus. I think if you would have bought Soxus in the 18-19, you're looking good. Just see what happens here. If we can break the range lows, channel lows, keep an eye on it. Adobe. Da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, seems to be just kind of biding its time. Apple. Interesting close because, again, it was all over the place. Got over the range. Not over the range. Over, like, it gapped up over. Again, I think their sales are going to be absolute dog crap. Retested the range lows and closed back in this zone. Keep an eye on it. Again, I think if you want to short it, you've got references. Amazon, keep an eye on this one, right? Under the 20-day, back at support. Meta, talked about this one potentially being a trap, right? That being the trap, popping up, 20-day, 50-day. I mean, that's an easy spot to watch for as the next reference. And I think even Jay Solz was talking about this, like this is a good area to short, or it's a reference for the next launch if it's going to go back up towards the range highs. CRM, this one has been cooking. Not surprised, you get back at the range highs after a big ass move. I mean, this is a retest, a really good area to potentially short with tight stops. Now, again, people are like always bearish. No, it's like, pretend this is the low. You'd say that's probably a solid bottom. You'd say this is a W bottom if you flipped it upside down. And again, this is where it gets easy, is the risk reward is in your favor with a tight stop. I mean, are you willing to lose a couple dollars to make $20, $30, $40, $50? That's the mindset you have to have, not looking for certainty and looking for articles on this and this and this and this and this and this and their future growth. No. Or if you're long, you take profits. Google, it looks like a head and shoulders top, y'all. Watch all these moving averages at the 200. Microsoft, this thing has just been stuck in the mud. NDAQ just trying to slap me in the face. I haven't pulled the trigger on reshorting this one. Again, I think tech is not the future of the exchanges with the volume. MicroStrategy, keep an eye on this, right? We talked about this blowing off and Bitcoin topping out. Okay. Watch the 8 and 10 day. I mean, this thing has ridden the 8 and 10 day. And then when it pulls back harder, it goes to the 20 day. Just follow the reoccurring patterns, right? Like look at the last time. Here you go. It was on fire and it pulled back to the 20 day and made a new high. When it was riding, it rode the 8 and 10 day. We good? We good. Now again, do not be surprised though if this goes into the consolidation mode. That's all I can warn you. I mean, again, it's like the 2x Bitcoin ETF. Netflix, again, my mind has been boggled why this thing has been up. Well, thank you for someone confirming it. Like this big red candle engulfing bar. We'll see. Because usually when you get one of these, you're going to get some more time down. Now, again, does it lead to more chop? Right? Or I get a retest, but you see how this works, right? Typically, you don't get that heavy a volume in engulfing bar. Trying to find one. Oh, you get my point. The odds now go in the favor of bears. With retests of the highs as very good opportunities to short. Roblox seems to be holding the 48 pattern. We talked about this. PanW seems to be chopping around the old highs, holding the 20-day. Keep an eye on it. Tesla had a really big up move at the open. Gave it all back. But at this point, 8 and 10 day, key, very key. Insight, keep an eye on this one. Again, I think they get bought out at some point. Back testing trend lines. Palantir. I mean, again, you think this is peaked? Then it's not. Just keep an eye on it, right? I don't know what to say about it near term. It feels funky because again, what we've noticed with a lot of these high flyers, they're starting to crack, right? We've seen MicroStrategy starting to crack. Seen Tesla looking crack-ish. Netflix got cracked today, right? Just keep an eye on some of these names that have been flying, okay? McDonald's seems to be holding 100-day bounce back. DKNG, again, I think this is a great short, again, with a reference, right? I mean, I don't need to get into it again, but you know what I'm thinking on it. Airbnb, nice bounce. Got to give credit where credit's due. This one's tough because it can be really sloppy and choppy. So I'm just going to pull this over and just see what happens. So, because you might have a really good reference actually for a Shorty McShorterson. Costco been on fire, but here's what we talked about. Sometimes when you break out of these channels at the highs after a big up move, like zoom out, like this thing has been flying, right? And so if you are now going to get what kind of looks like, I don't know, you're going into the holiday season, the risk reward, and so this is where I'm like, look at the move, y'all. I mean, this thing goes from 450 in doubles in a year. Keep an eye on it. This is a retailer, right? Starbucks. Talked about the 100 level breakout. Not much to report today. FedEx, again, I like the short on this one. Watching it, didn't do anything. However, okay, because I'm just really focused on tech. Man, that looks funky. I'd be watching this old trend line. I'd be watching 308. You get another test of that, I think you can absolutely take a short there with a tight stop. Caterpillar, will it be right? No guarantee. Nice bounce back. Again, some of these names have gotten clobbered. Deer, we talked about breaking out. Wow, look at this. And here you go. Look at this little flag pattern, right? Just flag in, whatever. You can draw it however you like. Not exactly perfect, but you see my point. Like, you can see this thing was flagging for a little bit, then it broke out. That's a freaking killer move. I mean, if I was long this, I would probably take in some profit here. Just, again, the more you're up, the less you own. Simple. Nucor, talked about the steel names. We like them long term. Let them get crushed a little bit. X, chop. VALE, chop at the lows. Not much to say. Arrow, again, we like junior copper. It's just, I think it's just got to play out. CCJ, interesting. This has been on fire. This is the left-right combo, y'all. In left-right combos, again, typically resolve down. Big green bar, doji followed by big red bar, right? Key is if this follows through down, I think you're going to have a down move at worst down to this 52 area. And it could either set up a head and shoulders top, right, like later on, or this thing could be a trap. However, this is where it gets really freaking hard. If this is a big cup and handle, and this is like a retest of the breakout, that's where I'd be watching probably. And again, I'm trying to give you guys the best technical idea I can. Watching the 8-10 day cross, because if it drops, it probably will bounce here. It's just, do you break out or do you get throttled more? Keep an eye on it. Again, this is why I love trading. I mean, you can build the probabilities around the zones. Yeah, look at CF hits the range highs. Mosaic, this is going nowhere fast for a while. NTR, nowhere fast for a while. AA Aeron, please don't break out. Please don't break out. Please don't break out. I want to see aluminum cheap. I want to see this thing down in the 30s again. That's me wishful thinking. XLF, fudge you. Doji, again, this thing has just been a beast. It's broken over the channel. I mean, again, they own all of the problems. Who knows what's going to happen ultimately, but I mean, it makes sense to me. I like the FAS down here in the 5s and 6s. We talked about it. JP Morgan, I mean, who's buying their stock? They're not even buying back their stock. Look at this, man, retesting old. Let me see if this is a pre or post split. Okay, so this is an old trend line. Doji that. Keep an eye on that. Morgan Stanley, Morgan, chopping. New highs. Bank of America. Again, Buffett can't sell fast enough. Can Buffett be wrong? Absolutely. But man, there's something in the air. We'll see what happens. Something in the water. Not GS. Holding up pretty well. Carry. Chopping around. Right. Look at this. Again, something in the water today. Something did not feel correct to me. As I was watching this stuff, I'm like, holiday week could be a slammer. I've seen it. If things get worse, meaning like some headline and there's not a lot of people around, people just start freaking going crazy, you can get some wild shit. XBI, moving averages, Jets, not a good football team. Keep an eye on this reference 25. Looks like a good place to short. XHB, the housing stocks got a nice bounce today. Again, it's like, really? And this is where I was like, there's a lot of red today, but then there's some weird shit. High volume, retest of the highs. Let me check the 10-minute on this one, because I feel like the volume at the end of the day was pretty solid. And it was definitely red. Somebody knows something. I'm telling you, somebody always knows something. Keep an eye on this. Again, it's a probability-based game. Solar, we've talked about. Dead cat bounce coming. You're welcome. Sedge, you're welcome. Talked about this is due. Again, how big are these bounces going to be? I don't know. But they're all very obvious to me. They're due to bounce. Congratulations if you traded them. Again, there might be some more in there. HYG, again, you got to be out of your mind to buy corporate debt. Oil got pounded today. We'll see what happens with this one. It's been all over the place. UNG, nice bounce. Keep an eye on it. Again, I like the KOLD short. We talked about this, right? If you have profits, this is a good area to probably harvest some. Just keep an eye on it. XOP, Talked about this breaking out, but look at today's action. Ugh. Feels like it could be an island now. This little island reversal type of pattern at certain highs. I mean, there's one. Keep an eye on it. It's like 50-50 in my opinion. I'm not saying for sure, but I just, again, if you're long oil and gas, just do yourself a favor. Do not assume certainty. Valero, gasoline names, again, we talked about how they need to really lead up. They kind of look like shit, isn't it? They're just chopping. ExxonMobil, we like this long term, but man, it just seems to be going nowhere. Occidental, like, hey, it's like, get over the 50-day, bro. And again, if you zoom out, these are big-ass consolidation zones, and maybe they have one more peel back. EQT, again, some of the homies traded this one. Congrats. How it's, I don't know. I don't know. I think the gap is right there. It's interesting. Filled the gap. EQ, and last but not least, Flex LNG. Again, I think we'll be natural gas exporter. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. Always here to help. Love you guys. Love the channel. Love all the supporters of the channel. Love everybody involved. Again, let me know what you need, how I can help, and I'd love to grow the channel more and more to help more folks. Again, give to receive. The universe is abundant. Have a great afternoon. Get ready for some Thanksgiving. Let's get fat and stuffed. Peace. Hey, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, stop by the Discord room. A link is in the description below. Also, if you'd like to help support more free content, the PayPal link is in the description as well. I appreciate your continued support of the channel.